Okay. Topic of today's video: novelty-seeking men. Watch this. This is my advanced channel for guys who are already successful, so the advice in this channel might be different from the advice on my main channel. I'm assuming that you're already like a top 1% man. You don't have any struggle attracting girls, you are confident, you make at least minimum 5K a month in an online business, preferably more like 15. You've already got like an okay, decent physique. And yeah, if you're at that level, this channel is for you. So let's talk about novelty-seeking men. And chances are, if you're already making money, you're probably a novelty-seeking man. What are novelty-seeking men like? So first of all, what does it actually mean? Novelty-seeking is basically another word for like dopamine-focused. Dopamine is kind of like our motivation molecule, our desire molecule. And people who have very fucked up levels of dopamine, maybe it's very high or very low, they are way more like skitsy, novelty seeking. They're the type of guys who will get addicted to drugs and fucking a lot of girls and partying. They'll get addicted to gambling, whatever. And a lot of successful guys are actually not as high as the actual, the crackheads of dopamine addiction. If this is like, okay, like drug addict level. A lot of entrepreneurs are right below that. In fact, a lot of entrepreneurs are there as well. So novelty-seeking men, this is what they're like. We are constantly getting shiny object syndrome. So if we have a path laid out ahead of us, okay, so I'm here in my business and I need to just do this to get here. We'll go on this and then we'll see this idea over here and then we'll switch our plan. Or I'm here in bodybuilding, in my workout, whatever. I want to get here. I want to get bigger. We'll get over here, we'll watch a reel of someone doing like calisthenics and we'll think, oh shit, yeah, like you should do calisthenics instead of like bodybuilding. Okay, you switch directions a lot because your brain and your body is literally pushing you to new ideas, new territories and whatever. We'll talk about it soon, but the cause of this is very interesting. This is probably evolution, and we were probably like the hunters. We were probably the ones who were like, just waiting for new stimulus. We were the ones who were protecting the tribe at nighttime, and we were sharply focused whenever there was like a new noise. You'd be able to like, zone in way better than everyone else who's a bit more stable. There's pros and cons to this. Pro is that we've become widely successful, and a lot of successful guys are novelty seeking. The con, of course, is you will basically get distracted from the path. Let's say if we have a wife, if we happen to even get one in the first place, if you're not just addicted to just fucking girls, but if you happen to get a wife and then you randomly will think, you know what, this wife thing is kind of whack. Actually, there's a girl over there. She's got titties. Let's go. Oh, actually, this is better. I'm going to go be a monk now. Oh, wait, I need to become a UFC fighter, so I need to go and do that. Oh, no, I need to get away from women. I need to harness my semen or something. Okay, I really love my wife again. She's really fucking awesome. Oh, no, you know what? I might go marry my cousin or something. Like, we're the type of people whose brains are just fucked up fast. This is awesome for success, especially to go from like 0 to like, let's say 50 success like this. This initial stage of success, which most people don't get. So this is really what you have to focus on as a beginner. The initial stage where you're basically at 0 and you get to like a, fairly successful business and you make 5K, 10K, 20K a month. Novelty seeking really helps you with this because it helps you move fast in those early days whilst everyone else thinks about it, which is the biggest pussy line in existence. Oh, I'm just thinking about it. I'm just thinking about starting a business. Fucking absolute, like 0-inch cock. I'm just thinking about it. I've been thinking about starting a business for a little while. Fucking pussy, right? We're not the type of people who think about it. We get the fucking half of the idea, like the light bulb, half the fucking ideas in our mind, and we're already sat down implementing it, right? Where you'll be told by people, wow, you operate so fast. Like, you're so quick at implementing things. So to get from like 0 to like 5, 10, 20K, it's like a absolute superpower. Because most people never get here because they just think about it, whereas we move fast because we are in the pursuit of novelty. The problem, of course, is once you get a decent amount of success, let's say you're making 20K a month or even more. Okay, you went like this, now you're doing good. The problem is the novelty seeking actually stays. And then you get a different idea for business and you implement it and you fuck up your business. You've got a good girlfriend already and you get like the desire for a new girl or a new lifestyle and you fuck it up. So this is how we want our life to be, basically like this. this would be the most sort of like peaceful, fulfilling life where your life just goes up, you keep growing. For example, to make this easy in weightlifting, let's say we start with bench pressing 20 kg and we end up at our natural limit, maybe at like 160, 180 or something. For reference, I've done 140, 3 plates for 1 rep before. Okay, sweet. Every 3 months, you can see the number has went higher and higher and higher, and you are just so satisfied. Of course, there's little micro times when you've went down because you weren't sleeping, whatever. But in general, every 3 to 6 months, you're seeing that your life got better. This is like the life of people who are just so stable. This, unfortunately, is the life of people who are novelty seeking, where we'll do it a little bit and it's kind of good and we'll make some progress, but then we'll get bored and we'll switch over to calisthenics or we'll switch over to a different style of exercise, whatever, and then we'll just quit and we won't bench press anymore. We won't do the thing anymore. We won't be with the girl. We won't be working on the same business. Then we'll start again and we're doing really good. We made a bit of progress and we just disappear and we stop it again. Then again, and then we'll really go serious. There'll be a time when it's so fun. It hooks our attention perfectly. It aligns, if it's with a workout, you started working out with the same guy who stimulates your brain really well and you train with him for 6 months and you make fucking sick progress, or a year, whatever, you make so much progress, and then you slightly go down a little bit because of an injury, and then you just quit and you stop doing that exercise. Or you make so much progress with the girl, then you get the first inclination, the first desire to maybe cheat or to change your lifestyle, and then you just break up with her. Or you get, the business has been doing so good, so good, so good, you're making so much progress, you see a hate comment, and then you just like stop posting videos or whatever. Just, this is like our skitsy novelty seeking life. Overall, this is like the success that we want. This is unfortunately the success of most novelty seeking men, where this is like upper class white man success. He just starts when he's young, his father's already doing well, he takes the $1 million that his father gives him and he turns it into like $1 billion empire. Sweet, fucking awesome. He feels so like, his life just keeps getting better and better, his net worth keeps getting better. Sweet. This is like the life of the novelty-seeking ADHD type of guys, where we come from fucking nothing. We get rich really quickly, like rappers and athletes and influencers and celebrities, but then we also lose it all very quickly within the span of a few years, just like the rappers, celebrities, the social media people, the flash in the pan people. Like, what the fuck happened to that girl? Remember the Hawk Tour girl, whatever? And all these kids who got famous from like memes and shit, all these influencers, whatever, you'll see this same pattern with them. And this is, what the hardest thing about this is? This is for the successful people who are novelty seeking. Most people who are novelty seeking, they're just this, they're just in the fucking ground. When you meet some people who are actually really novelty seeking more than we are, like they're more ADHD than we are, like you'll see them just living in squalor. Like they're living in council houses. They don't even have homes. They're homeless. They're 34. They have to move back to their parents' home for a little bit. They're not even looking after their dog properly. Their gums have been bleeding for years and they've not even bothered to book like a dentist appointment. They like forget to shower for 2 days straight or some shit. Most people who are like novelty seeking pretty to an extreme level, they don't accomplish anything in life. They're just honestly like they live in squalor. So this is, I'd say, like 98% of people who are novelty seeking. Then maybe like 1.9% of us, we actually get that rapid success, but we also fall off as well. And maybe just 0.1% of us little dopamine fiends get this type. If you're watching this, I'm assuming you're one of these guys, just like me, and we want to get here. Let's break down how to do that. If this works, by the way, if the advice works, I'm basically just going to make you like an extra, like, I don't know, 10, 25 million over the rest of your life. So this is worth thinking about, because think about it. If you know for a fact you're susceptible to this kind of level of success where you sharply rise and sharply fall, if you can have the humility to admit that and to think it, bro, think about the athletes, right? Imagine world famous athletes. Their discipline's higher than ours, and they still get super successful and then fall off, and everyone fucking hates them. The rappers, the celebrities, all these fucking influencers, these people, they have high levels of discipline. Don't you believe that you're like higher than them or whatever? But they still fall off just because their brain is this skitsy ADHD type. So really think, okay, if you were just going to be successful for like 2 3 years, you get rich, whatever, then you lose it all, and you've only made like a few $1 million over your life, or even less than that, compared to you actually getting that rise and then being able to maintain it. Maybe you have a few mistakes, fine, but you really maintain it well. Now we're talking 25, 50, $100 million empire. Okay, now we're talking serious fucking wealth, right? So hopefully this video works for you. Let's talk about some interesting things. What is the cause? I think some of this is caused, first of all, through genetics, specifically evolution, right? So I believe we would have been the hunters, the warriors, the people who we needed to have like fast personality types. When you go out and you are a novelty seeking person, think about it back in the wild. Who would go and hunt when we were all tired? Would it be the stable guy whose brain was healthy, or would it be the guy who's novelty seeking, who seeks dopamine? Of course, it's going to be people like us. It's going to be the dopamine fiend who goes out and hunts longer. It's going to be the dopamine fiend who stalks like the enemy tribe and just like, stares and sits there till they've got an opening spot. We would have been basically selected for with our genetics. So in some ways, you can tell that it actually would be a bit of an advantage if you can control it. Now, another reason why I think it's caused is what we'll call its modern ADHD, which is basically caused through the way we all live these days, through, for example, short form content and like, the fast pace of life we all live in. Everything is fast. You've probably maybe seen some Instagram posts or some reels or whatever, which talk about this, where like, movies used to be longer, content used to be longer, songs used to be longer, relationships used to be longer. Like we live in way more of a fast-paced life right now. We're constantly busy, and I think that contributes. And then there's even interesting things like food. I swear to God, hyper-processed food will actually heighten this ADHD, skitsy personality. You've probably felt this. I swear to God, right? So I've been meditating for a long time. And I actually fell off meditation for a long time, but now I've meditated every day for about 32 days straight. So it's like I'm actually like getting into the routine again. And I swear to God, when I eat like candy, like, like sweets, like children fucking sweeties, I swear to God, within about 10 minutes, my mindfulness, like my awareness is so good that I notice I'm getting irritable and I'm getting pissed off at people. So like about a few weeks ago, I went to the mall here in Bali with my girl. We went there and, we were like laughing because there's like a sweet shop there, the sweet store, like a candy store. And we just wanted to go and get some, we're just like, yeah, it's not discipline, but fuck it, you're going with your girlfriend, whatever. So we get it and we get like these bags of sweet. We spent fucking loads of money on these as well. Spent like €100 on like sweets and chocolate and crisps, whatever. We come home. And we don't even binge eat it, honestly. Like we're quite like disciplined people. So, we have like a handful of each thing, whatever, maybe like 700 calories. But specifically of this low quality, hyper processed little sweeties, like little gummies and chocolate, whatever, which I usually don't eat, right? If I have like a bit of a sweet tooth, but I usually get more like natural kind of desserts from like the healthy stores nearby that have like dark chocolate and honey mixed together or something, you know what I mean? But this was like red 40 fucking hyper processed, inverted glucose upside down syrup or some bullshit like that, right? So it's like fake ingredients, whatever. And I swear to God, within 10 minutes, I started to hate her. I swear to God, I started to notice it and I was getting pissed off. She would like shuffle next to me and I was like, she's doing it to piss you off. And I was like, obviously she's not. What the fuck? It reminded me of how I was like as a child, where I used to be extra like irritable and I used to be almost like anxious, thinking that people were doing things to like spite me. Like if someone closed the door loudly, or if, we were in school and someone like got their books out of their bag and they almost slammed it on the desk, like, not meaning to slam it, but there was a bit of a, like that kind of noise. I would be I'd get shocked and think like, he's a fucking asshole. Why doesn't he know that I'm trying to sit in peace or whatever? And it made me feel like that again. And I was like, holy shit, like this food can cause this, like, this spike of emotion inside of you. And we all know this, right? Like, especially carbs and especially sugars and especially processed sugars. That's like the worst sort of, for example, if I have carbs, right? I'm not like keto carnivore right now. Sometimes I am, but I have carbs like rice, potatoes. And I don't really feel this so much. I'll even have some sugars as well. I'll have some honey and stuff, and I don't feel this so much. But here is the big one. When it's processed junk, when it's like some store-bought candy bullshit, you really feel this. So just how interesting is that? Think about, this personality that we're talking about that we know is going to be the reason why we might lose like 50, $100 million over our lifetime because of bullshit. We might lose like the perfect, like, the amazing good girl that loves us so much, but we end up cheating on her because of this like ADHD bullshit brain. I'm telling you, some of it is actually caused by food, specifically in the carb category. It's not going to be protein that does this to you. It's not going to be fats, like real fats. I don't know. There's like keto desserts and that's, it's just weird fucking ingredients. So that probably does it. But like in terms of natural foods, you're going to be fine. It's when you start getting into the sugars and especially the processed garbage, the shit that like a lot of influencers will eat, like cereal or Kellogg's, fucking Cocoa Pops bullshit, Square bars, bodybuilders especially eat a lot of this shit. And I notice when I eat it, my sort of ADHD novelty seeking kind of brain is way more than usual. And also, what we're going to say is a big one is environment. And we'll talk about this soon because I'm going to be very racist in this video. And I'm going to do it with my full fucking confidence because it's time someone speaks about this. But there's certain cultures which are bad for this type of brain, which I assume that the sort of ADHD, dopamine seeking, novelty seeking brain is more prevalent in brown and black cultures compared to white culture. And I'm going to break this down. I'm brown, so obviously I get a bit of a defense against being called racist, but I don't give a fuck. You can call me racist if you want, but I'm here to help you. So for my black friends, my brown friends, we need to almost take a step back from our culture because I swear to God, this happens with white people so much less than it does with like the sort of immigrant, gangster, ghetto kind of culture that many of us come from. So, what can life look like when you get novelty seeking under control? I like to imagine like a classical, old school, upper class white man. Like the white man's club, like the golf club, and each guy in there's got like a 17 million portfolio, 27 million, 75. They're rich, they play golf, they've got wives that they've been with for 60 years. And I'm not talking about like the disgusting guys, but the ones who are like genuinely like they're still healthy, they're still good guys, they don't cheat on their wife, they've got amazing businesses, they're good employers, whatever. They're living like they've had an amazing life. They've had loyalty to like the company, whether it's theirs or they've been like a high level employee for decades, or maybe they're the CEO or founder of like some old school kind of business, like I don't know, some manufacturing warehouse. They make fucking steel bolts or some boring shit, but he's just got rich as fuck. And their life just looks a bit like this. When you zoom out, their life looks like this. When you zoom in, their life looks like this. There's still ups and downs, of course. There's a bad down eventually when his wife passes away, whatever. There's a bad down when he gets sick, whatever. But generally, it's like this. Compare that to this, which is our life. And then you're just fucking in the gutters for a bit. Then you go really high. Okay, you're fucking successful. And then you lose it all, whatever, right? You want more of this. This is so much nicer for your mental health. You're going to be overall way more successful. Just remember that sort of concept of, okay, if we want to hit a big PR, if we want to get to like, okay, 180 kg bench press, like for example, that could be my goal, right? 180 kg. So I've done 3 plates. That's 4 plates on the bench press. So I'm at like 140. And let's say 20 is like where we start. Imagine how nice it would be that every month you notice you're higher. So you start the month at 20, then you end the month at 25, then eventually you start the month at 100, then you end the month at 101, for example. Then you start the month at about 145, then you end it at like 146. You just, bro, every month you go up. Imagine how nice that would feel. Imagine how good your brain, how positive you'd feel about this journey. You wouldn't want to quit because it's constantly going up consistently. Ours is like this, where we'll do so much extra volume, we'll get an injury, and then we'll lose our interest. We'll switch over to calisthenics. Then we'll say, you know what, like weightlifting and bench press is stupid as a whole anyway. I should just go do fucking yoga and stuff. And we just fucking switch around so much that then you never even hit that 180 goal. If you just consistently bench press like twice a week for the rest of your life, you will be able to bench press 4 plates. It will take you about 10 years, 10, 15 years. But bro, if you can bench press 4 plates, most people can't even do 2, right? 2 is 100 kg. That's the big milestone for most gym goers. Guys who are strong and committed can usually get there in like 2 to 3 years. But most people in the world can't even do that. 3 plates is impressive even for gym goers. When I hit 3 plates, people look when they see 3 plates on the fucking bar. 4 is like, what the fuck? Okay, fair enough. This is like a fucking strong motherfucker. you can get there in like 10 years if you don't fucking quit, if you don't switch over to calisthenics for a bit, whatever, you know what I mean? So you've got to just learn to get this shit under control, because imagine how nice it would be to have those high level accomplishments. Imagine 10 areas of life where you fucking leveled it up for 15 years without fucking losing the interest and quitting and getting, like getting crazy injured or switching over to a different path and then disrespecting this path, whatever. Imagine the accomplishments you could have 10 years from now where you think, okay, I want 180 kg bench press, 4 plates. I want 3 million in that year of my business profit. I want, I don't know, to save a lot of this money, I want fucking 10 Bitcoin. I want a beautiful fucking wife, and I also want like 2 kids by that point. And I also want, I don't know, one more thing, like cardio related thing. I can run like a 5K in like, I don't know, 19 minutes or something. So you're jacked, but you're quick as well, for example. This is like a full fucking life. Like, this is fucking sick, right? And guess what? You probably won't even get maybe one of these if your life looks like this. But if your life looks like this straight arrow, you just stick to the path, you don't quit, you stop getting fucking chased, distracted by new novelty, you stop switching the bench press to fucking dumbbells and then back to fucking bench press, and then you watch the video where they say, oh, bench press is bad for your shoulders, so you should just do like upside down cable press or some fucking weird exercise. Yeah, thanks, Jeff Nipple. Right? All this fucking bullshit, right? And if you do this, after 10 years, you're going to be on like 100 kg. Fuck you. If you do this, you're going to be on like 100 kg. It's like, okay, it's kind of impressive. It's kind of not. Little kids are fucking bench pressing 100 kg. Congratulations. And you can also, sure, you can also do like a couple of like ring dips or some shit, but you're not amazing at any of them. Do you get what I mean? When we have this like novelty seeking life, we get like a little bit of progress overall in a few different areas of life because we keep switching around. So in the end, if for example, here is impressive and here is like crazy impressive, right? So this is impressive and this is like crazy. We will get some things to impressive level after like a few years of trying them, right? So our physique, our business, our relationship, our progress in fitness, whatever. Okay, sweet. And we'll get maybe one thing which is actually more stimulating really well. But that's it. And then we will basically just stay here. Yeah, we can bench press 100 kg. And yeah, we can do like 10 ring dips or something. But so can fucking like a bunch of teenagers anyway. It's like, who gives a fuck? We keep switching around. We're just novelty seeking. But the guy, again, if we've got that crazy line, an impressive line here, the guy who just sticks the fucking bench press for like 10, 15, 20 years straight, and he can do like 3 plates, 4 plates. That's what's special. That's what's going to give him such high self-esteem. That's what's going to make him feel like the king in the gym. He's going to walk in. It's going to be his like environment, his territory. He's going to feel like, he's really built it up. Imagine the same thing with his wife. Instead of cheating on his wife, instead of like jumping around relationship, short term. Instead of that, he has this beautiful long-term relationship where his wife loves him and is also attracted to him, like sexually more attracted to him more after like 10 fucking years. Now imagine another 2 more bars like this, and it's like, bro, you have like a fucking dream life. So these guys, I noticed the ones who aren't very novelty seeking, or they have the healthy level, their lives really look like this, where like every year it just kind of goes up. Sometimes they do get a hit by something which felt like almost like uncontrollable, some random sickness or whatever. Okay, fine, that happens. But their life really like feels way less chaotic than ours that looks like this. So yeah, maybe we want to we don't have to become like these boring guys, whatever, we can keep parts of our personality, but maybe we just want to sort of like change it from this more like this. So we still have, some of the novelty that we actually quite enjoy, but overall we're like sticking onto relatively the same path. So basically, I hope to have already convinced you that this ADHD novelty seeking, it did serve us going from 0 to 1. It was actually a good thing back then when we needed to be fast. Some people literally think about starting the gym for months or even years. Think about how fucking pathetic that is. They just didn't start. Some people think about starting a business for months or years. We fucking started. We made progress. Okay, you've started in the gym. You've got a decent physique. Here's your 6-pack. Boom. Okay, you started the business. You got 5K, maybe 15K a month. Okay, sweet. Boom. So we needed it to begin with. Now it's not serving us, even though it served us to get to the level we're at right now. I'm telling you right now, now it's keeping you stuck around here. I'm telling you, this is like a weird mindset you need to understand. What got you to your level right now is maybe not going to get you to the level that you want to get to. This is such a problem for successful people. Basically, you have to completely and utterly kill yourself every 3 to 6 months, maybe 3 to 9 months. And you have to change a lot of your behaviors to get to the next level, next level, next level. What got us to this level that we're all at right now is not going to get us to our goals. If it was, we'd be at our goals already. But what got us to this level was the skitsy, ADHD, fast paced, just take action, move fast, move fast, move fast. Okay, sweet. That's awesome to get to this level. But to get to like real, like sort of empire level, to get to like fortune level, powerful family, it's not going to come from the same personality that got us from like 0 to 10K a month. It's not. To get to where we are now, we needed to take action and get into the gym fast, even with a shitty workout routine, and just fucking show up to the gym. To actually get the good fucking physique, you need to slow down and program well and go to the gym a little bit less. And you have to like train harder with way more intention and do less sets so that you can actually really focus on pushing them out more like a bodybuilder and use even less weight as well. So you're really more controlled. Here, you've got to be challenging yourself with the weight. Here, you almost will use some cheat reps, some ego lifting just to see where you're at to get to this point where you're addicted to the gym. But here, you need to slow things down. Right? So do you see how interesting it is? The bias a lot of successful people have is that we've gotten a decent level of success and we think that we need to continue whatever it is that got us here. And when we think about one of the things that got us here, like our sort of ADHD, novelty-seeking, fast-paced kind of lifestyle, we think, no, but it's like, it got us successful. No. We probably became successful in spite of that behavior. And maybe it got us, it served us well to get to this decent level here, but it's not going to be what serves us well when we get higher. It's not going to help us to get higher. And also, if we do end up getting higher, it's going to make us fall off again. Like a lot of people, they get a good level of success, but with the same personality type, they will fucking lose it. If you attracted a good girl right now, like if you've got a good girlfriend, chances are 6 to 12 months from now, you're going to fucking lose her. You're going to either break up with her or maybe she'll want to leave you, whatever, because you're just like skitsy as fuck. You're not going to maintain the success, the money, the physique, whatever. You're going to constantly keep quitting all these things. One final thing that's interesting, I see this with some of my friends, is they have a bit more of a stable personality in one area, but then more of the skitsy personality in another. So someone might be way more stable in business, but then in fitness, they constantly start, stop, and quit. Or they might be more stable in fitness, like as an athlete, but in business, they start, stop, and quit. Like I have friends who have trained consistently for like 15 years. They're jacked. They're so athletic. They're like athletes. But then they start a new fucking business like every fucking like 3 to 6 months. They're posting and they're like starting a new business. I'm like, what the fuck are you doing? Like you were making some progress, you made some progress, and you just quit and you just reset it all. So it's interesting that you can have some areas of life where you are actually more like that sort of stable upper class white man compared to the sort of like ghetto fucking fast paced version of you. So it's just interesting to try and figure out which area of life you're more sort of dopamine addicted to. So here's the solutions. This is what we're going to focus on to fix this. Step number 1, get away from the ghetto black and brown gangster culture, which also includes the white men integrating it. What I've realized is this like gangster culture, which we'll talk about soon with like, this one here with music and whatever, but especially like this gangster type of like, rap music, and we're talking about degeneracy, drugs, violence, and this like just, it's just ghetto, right? You know what I mean? Like it's time someone is a little bit racist on the internet to actually make a really good point. And this isn't just black and brown guys, because white guys really do this. White guys listen to the same rap music, which is fucking absurd. Honestly, it's fucking so cringe, this entire space. And I'm telling you, the guys who have this gangster type of culture, their success is always, if they get any success in the first place, usually they're just fucking poor and little retards. But if they do get success, it always just looks like that, where they go back down. So you've got to take a step back. Think of anything you're doing which is part of the sort of ghetto black brown gangster culture, whether it's the music you listen to, whether it's the lifestyle, the type of clothes you wear, the people you hang out with, and get away from this, because you want the opposite. If this ADHD thing is the ghetto black kind of culture, then what we want is like the upper class, slow paced white man culture. The old white man. This is like, he wakes up and then every day he reads for 1 hour first in his study, and then he drinks coffee for 30 minutes with his wife, and then he goes for a walk for 2 miles every day, and then he eats breakfast, the same breakfast every day. You know, his life is very slow and stable. These are the people who build massive fucking success, and they usually have way better relationships. They usually have way less of this kind of like falling off personality, this chaos, debt, all this. This is all ghetto shit, right? This is like the athletes that do really well and then they fall off, the rapper that does well and then they fall off. And this doesn't need to be the black or brown people, because a lot of white guys are like this now, who have like this ghetto culture because they live in communities where there's a lot of this sort of just this fucking bullshit kind of culture that holds people back. Again, a lot of people, like for example, let's say the rappers, whatever, who make money, they will think it's because of this culture that they got successful. No, they got successful in spite of the culture. They should have went higher, but since they kept this kind of like personality, these people, this vibe, you know, this low vibrational degenerate frequency of their music, their lifestyle, their clothing, their thoughts, whatever, they end up falling off because this kind of culture brings you to the fucking like bottom. So yes, is this fucking racist? It might be. Fuck you. I don't give a fuck. I'm here to help you. If this hurts your feelings, good. I don't give a fuck if it hurts your fucking feelings. It's time that we as brown guys, black guys, we take the best part of like the sort of upper class, rich old white men. They're powerful. They're contributing to their families, and then you know they make money. They get to contribute to their families like this. We make money, and it looks like this. It's fucking disgraceful. So fuck you. If you think I'm fucking racist, fuck you. It's time that we implement some of this as well, and we get stronger for our families, and we build up more of an empire rather than each one of us who maybe, like most of us don't get fucking successful, but the few of us that do get successful, they lose it all so fucking quickly. How the fuck are you going to escape this kind of pattern, this bullshit pattern when we come from like this kind of culture? Fuck that. So if you think I'm racist, if there's some black guy or brown guy watching this getting all sensitive, fuck you, pussy. I'm tired of this fucking life for our people. We need to implement some of this. And I'm telling you again, if there's a white guy watching this who relates to this, you're included. The ghetto culture is for everyone, and it's fucking bullshit. This is what it is. You get successful, then you lose it all because of this novelty-seeking ADHD bullshit. You've got like low-quality friends. They steal from you. You get some random fucking hoe pregnant, whatever. This is just ghetto as fuck, and it keeps you at this low level. And we wonder why, like, you know, like, oh, that old white family, they're so rich, whatever. Yeah, because that white guy's not fucking some hoe with chlamydia, unprotected. He's building up the empire for his family, and because he thinks of his like his granddaughter or something, and he wants to leave her like the estate. We don't think of the fucking estate of, you know, the empire, the acres of land. We don't think about that. We think about the next chain to buy or some shit like that. So fuck you if this hurts your feelings, pussy. If you want to work with me, by the way, with problems like this or anything else that I discuss, top link in the description. I do. We've got like an advanced community for guys who are like far higher level than usual. I do some one-to-one mentorship. There's like an advanced course where you can request me to record like a exclusive video for you, like 1 hour long and stuff. Just go have a look in the description if you're interested in getting way more help from me, if you wanted to invest into that. So one part of getting rid of this ghetto culture is changing the music. I swear to God, this is huge. So let me tell you a story, right? So one day last year, I went to this meditation retreat, like this place where literally it's so like, basically you get there and you check in your phone, like you're not allowed your phone inside this place. It's people who live in Bali will know what I'm talking about, but it's fancy, it's beautiful, it's so serene, it's on the cliffside, there's the sunset, it's beautiful, you meditate, you take an ice bath, you know, you just kind of like detox from your phone and you meditate, whatever. Okay, sweet. I went with this girl as well. We go and it's beautiful, sweet. Then they light a fire on the grass and you all walk around it. It's fucking really nice, right? And we get the taxi back home and it's like a 1 hour drive and I'm so relaxed. It's amazing. We talk about like music that we like, and I was playing like almost the same kind of playlist that they play there, like, you know, this peaceful, serene kind of music. And I end up telling her the story that when I was young, I listened to Tupac. Tupac's like this big famous like gangster rapper. And I end up going on my phone and then playing one of his songs. It plays for literally like 4 seconds, and I swear to God, I feel the desire to fuck just suddenly come in. I think one, I was very aware because, you know, I've just done some meditation, whatever, and I've also had this like sort of dichotomy, like this split of this sort of peacefulness. But when I played this black song, like this ghetto song, within a few seconds, the urge of like degeneracy came in, and I was like, oh yeah, gotta fuck this bitch when I get home. Before that, I was like obviously I was gonna fuck her anyway, but like I was, so relaxed, serene, peaceful. And the moment I played this rap song, this desire came in, this fast paced mode came back in. Of course it did. Music, we all know this, 100% changes your vibrational frequency, your emotional state. If you listen to the same music in the gym every day, and then let's say you're just resting at home and you play that same music, I guarantee you'll start getting hyped up and ready to go work out. Guarantee it. You know it, right? You absolutely know it. There's music that will slow you down and make you feel at peace, and that will kind of like sort of straighten out those lines and give you more of this kind of lifestyle, less of the novelty seeking need. And there's music that will kind of make you all skitsy, ADHD, ghetto, gangster like behavior. And we all know what it is. Music that's like ghetto black people music and like gangster music is this. We just know it. Fuck you again. If you think I'm racist, maybe I am. Fuck you. I don't give a fuck. It's true. We know it's true. And a lot of black people are waking up to this. Your culture pushes you to live like this. And a lot of white people are living like this. I'll tell you another quick story, right? One time I was in the gym. This was like 2023. And I'm in kind of like, my kind of like spiritual era. I wasn't even listening to music because I didn't want it to like kind of change my brain. And I swear to God, I'm in the gym and we have like this kind of machine, where, like this screen where you can put music on and it will play it in the gym. And this white guy is there, like about my age, 23, 24, whatever. He's wearing a fancy watch, looks like a Rolex. Can't tell from far away, but he's like one of those guys, right? But he's kind of like, he's got like a bit of a shit physique. He's like one of those guys who's like quite loud when he hits the gym, but he doesn't have a good physique, but he's wearing the watch, whatever. He's wearing like a nice outfit. He's doing pull-ups. He's making noises, whatever. And he goes over to the jukebox and he starts putting a song in. And I swear to God, it's a rap song where a black rapper boasts about fucking white women. And this white guy puts it on and starts nodding his head. Is that not just fucking weird? Like, did he not just put himself in that fucking like cook chair in the corner? He's playing a song from a guy who basically in a different tribe who's talking about like, oh yeah, I came here and I came to UK and I'm fucking the white women. And this guy's listening to it like, is that not just fucked when you think about like how much music can change like your personality and like you're literally like, oh, let me just plug in the affirmations of this guy who says he's an alpha male and let me pretend he's talking about me too. Like, what the fuck? Yeah, we're both really alpha males, bro. Like, no, they're not talking about you. They're talking about the money that they've made, not you, you fucking poor little freak. They're talking about them. And you plug it right into your brain and you're like, oh, yeah, Central C's making so much money. Count the M's. What the fuck was that fucking song that every fucking white kid was talking about? We can go bam for bam. We can go M for... Shut the fuck up, you skinny little fucking dweeb. Fucking cracker, honestly. What the fuck? Are you fucking mental? Listening to fucking garbage like this and wondering why your business keeps fucking resetting. White guy in the gym putting on black people music and the black guy saying that he fucked a white girl and the white guy... What the fuck kind of fucking clown world do we live in where people aren't noticing what the fuck is happening? Your daughter putting on wet ass pussy. Oh, I let him beat him up. I let him spit on this fucking pussy. And then he fucked one of my friends and he's a drug dealer and he gave me some weed and so I sucked his dick. Your daughter listening to that. What the fuck? No black people music. None. No gangster. Like, and this includes white people who are making black people music. No. All of it gone. Garbage. Garbage, bro. This is not a racist attack to like African music, which is different. Kenyan music, for example, that's very different. But this is ghetto. Ghetto is gone. No more of this in your ear. It's fucking disgraceful to listen to this type of shit, bro. It makes me so uncomfortable when I'm watching. I remember once I was in Thailand and I was getting a haircut and it was like a small barbershop. And on the TV, he just had like this rap music playing. You know, the standard rap music where they've just got ghetto fucking girls with chlamydia dancing and stuff. And I felt so uncomfortable. I was like, what the fuck? It's like porn. It's literally like porn, but the guy is there going like, oh yeah, I make so much money. And we're supposed to listen to that, be like, oh yeah, he makes so much money. What the fuck? No wonder people are so skitsy little fucking weirdos these days. None. No more ghetto shit at all. None. It's fucking so bad for you. You don't realize how much this will change your personality. But this was the moment for me when I was coming back from that meditation center and I just put it on for a few seconds and I literally felt my desire change. I was in like a state of peace. The moment I put on even Tupac, which people will say like, he spreads a bit of a positive message, which is fucking bullshit. The song I put him on was like, hit him up, and he was like, and it starts with like, that's why I fucked your bitch, you fat motherfucker. It's like, it's not as peaceful, even like the peaceful rappers. It's not. It's really not as peaceful as you think it is. Stop fucking but J. Cole has got storytellers. Shut up, you fucking weirdo. Stop. These people don't fucking care about you. They don't like, but there's a positive message in this one. Shut up, fucking pussy. None of this. None of this ghetto shit in your ear anymore. It's been about 30 days now. Zero rap music that I've listened to. It's bullshit. It's fucking just so bad for you. It's just cringe. Instead, just listen to piano music. Peaceful piano music. Search up like meditation music. There's this guy who's going viral right now who plays like the handpan, which is like this music, this little instrument. He's there with like a bald head and he plays this little instrument, which is like apparently supposed to like heal your nervous system. Bro, this is what I mean, right? This is like the type of culture, the environment that will straighten out these fucking peaks and troughs that have ruined our life or that will ruin your success coming up. This peacefulness. So this kind of music, when you're at home, you're relaxing, whatever, don't wake up to fucking rap music. Oh yeah, Drake's talking about us getting successful. No, he's talking about him getting successful, you fucking weird cook. He's not talking about you. Listen to this when you wake up. And then in the gym, listen to more like house music, something which has got a higher tempo, so you can kind of hype up to it. But like it's higher paced than piano, but it's still not degenerate. Or like I think probably rock music could maybe be okay. I don't know. Someone can tell me the research if it's like still weird or something. I don't really listen to the lyrics, but that sort of loud the drums and the guitar. In the gym, you want a bit of like extra energy, but you've got to be careful with the degenerate ghetto lyrics and stuff. You've got to be so careful because most guys, I would think, they're not complete music addicts. They mostly listen to music like when you go to the gym. But if when you go to the gym, you're only listening to like this degenerate rap music, bro, it's an hour, 2 hours a day where you're basically just like putting yourself into this bullshit just for a bit of a better workout. And what you'll find is when you switch the music, or better yet, bro, don't even take your earphones, right? And you might think, oh, but I need my music. I guarantee you don't take your earphones. Don't even take your phone one day. I guarantee your workout will be as good as usual. Next day, 2 days later, you'll really want to take your phone because you're just used to it with the habit. But I'm telling you right now, I've worked out for like 11 years and I've not found a difference between working out to music or not. And I still work out to music because it's like a bit of an addiction. It's like a habit. It feels weird not to. But those days when I purposely like discipline myself to just leave my phone, my earphones at home, the workout was like the exact same, honestly. You don't act like people will say, oh, but I need my meat. You don't. You really fucking don't. If you're gonna listen to something, maybe without lyrics, or listen to some fucking like Viking war music or some shit, right? Where it's like, it's kind of probably still dysregulating in some ways, but it's nowhere near the level of ghetto like lyrics, right? It's nowhere near that level. Don't have like another man's affirmations in your fucking ear. It's really fucking weird. I would assume metal music's maybe like this. I don't know. Someone can tell me. I always just assumed like when I would leave rap music, I would go towards like sort of metal, for like leg days and whatever. But I know that it still has like weird, fucked up lyrics, like even probably more demonic than the rap ones anyway. It's just a bit more like weirdly demonic rather than very specific. Oh yeah, I fucked that bitch. This one is like, I don't know, praise Satan or some shit and whatever. I don't know. Just stick to like this fucking happy white people music 24/7. I'm telling you, it's just so much better for you. Stick to like the peaceful piano, upper class white people, old white people music when you're in peaceful mode. And when you go to the gym, just listen to like house, high tempo, frequency, whatever. And it's like it's more like a vibey, smiley kind of workout than like the, oh yeah, I've got my hood up and no one better talk to me. Yeah, dark mode on my iPhone. Yeah, this should be like an Instagram edit, whatever. It's just gay as fuck, bro. It's just gay. So get away from this like just degeneracy, bro. Get away from like this music that's just so fucking bad for you, bro. Piano, house, white people music is, and again, there's white people who make like the degenerate fucking music, so watch out for that. But you get what I mean. Stereotypical like happy white people, piano music, whatever. That's where you want to be stepping into. And then along with this is the slow lifestyle as well. So if you wake up and you burst out of bed and you're taking explosive action, this really works when you're at the low level, right? So when you're in squalor To get out of squalor, like to get out of like zero fucking dollars, to get out of like council estate, whatever, you have to be very fast. You have to wake up early, be a bit sleep deprived, get to work, 10 coffees a day, build something. When you've gotten to a good level, you need to really slow down because it becomes less about the hard pace of work and more about the quality of the work and also about the decisions that you make. And so if you live the fast paced lifestyle, what I found is people who stay in the fast paced lifestyle, their life just looks like this. It works at first, but then it stops serving you. What you need is the fast paced lifestyle, and then you go into the slow paced lifestyle. So, for example, you start your day with 2 hours of reading, with 10 minutes of meditation. You start your day slowly. You have slow conversations with people. You allocate like 2 hours to dinner time, where you have it like really slowly with people. You have conversations, whatever. You're not in the skitsy. Gotta move. Gotta move. Gotta move. That's really good to begin with, but as soon as you get to a decent level, it stops serving you. So just watch out. I know there's a lot of people in my space who talk about like, oh, you've got to be fast, whatever, but they're talking to beginners, right? So Andrew Tate talks about this a lot. Oh, you've got to move with speed, whatever. But that's like when you're a beginner, you've got to move with speed. After that, it's just a bit of a weakness where you've gotten success in spite of it, because now you're just leaving like a random fucking trail. And it's like, yeah, people don't forget the weird fucking NFT that you tried to sell a year ago, by the way. So if you're moving with like fast pace, whatever, it's like you make stupid fucking products, you make stupid fucking decisions. So just watch out for this, and watch out for like influencers who are still telling you to be like fast paced, because they're speaking to people who are still living in squalor peasantry, whereas we're not in that level anymore. What you need to go from like 10K to like 100, 200, 500K a month is more like this slower pace, way slower pace of life, way slower. Wake up, read for hours, and we'll talk about a few other things that are quite slow here actually, but just try and like really think about this in your life. In what way do you feel quite like rushed? And you probably do this to yourself. You probably wake up to an alarm clock and you put on like rap music, and then you go get ready with like, a level of like aggression, whatever. And look, if you're still poor, then yeah, this actually is pretty good to start with, yeah. But what you want when you are already pretty wealthy, let's say, okay, you're making more than 10K now and you want to really scale this up. What you need now is more like a full length of sleep without an alarm clock. You wake up and then you start with like fucking peaceful piano music. You look into the sunlight for a while, for 1 hour. You just sit there, you meditate, you journal, you read, you drink coffee with your wife. This is what actually gets you to the next level of success. So another part of the slowness is committing to long-term relationship, friendships, and home. So the fast-paced life that we were just talking about here, that's where all of this is short-term. So you have like a short-term girlfriend or short-term flings, like hookups, whatever. Then you have a new one. You're dating new girls, whatever. You have these fast-paced friends you just met. Okay, you meet on Instagram, then you start hanging out, and then you randomly stop hanging out with them, whatever. You stay in this Airbnb for like a week, then you move to this one. You stay in this one for like a week, you move to this one, whatever. It's all short-term, right? And it's like you're not really building anything more. You're just staying at this level. For you to get rid of this novelty seeking, what you need is the relationship that just stays and you keep fighting for it and it goes up. You need the friendships that stay, you keep fighting for it and it goes up. You need the home that stays and you keep fighting for it and it goes up. The key words there are fighting for it, because it won't be easy. There'll be times when your girlfriend does something to piss you off, and instead of you just resetting like how we're used to as fast-paced ADHD type of guys, you need to work through it, which is really fucking difficult when you're used to just dropping it and moving somewhere else. Imagine you have a problem with your villa. Like my villa's got a leak at the moment, right? It's kind of annoying. They had to like move all the couches downstairs and whatever. And the first thought I got when there was a leak was like, oh yeah, I should probably just move somewhere else. In fact, you know what? Like Bali's maybe getting a bit old. I'll move somewhere else right now. It's like, no, wait, what the fuck? Like you were happy literally like 10 minutes ago, and there's like a drop of water every second coming off from your ceiling. And then they came in, like, they moved the couch for me, and they moved all the mattress, the floor rug thing, whatever. It's like, it's actually not that big of a deal when you really think about it. So why does our brain just completely consider switching rather than just gritting your teeth and saying, you know what, fuck it, staying here is still better than starting somewhere new. Stop being so novelty seeking, thinking, oh fuck, I've got to change my Airbnb constantly, my friends, my relationship. And start to have commitments. For me, this was actually the home first, because when I needed to transition into this more slow pace of life to beat this ADHD kind of novelty seeking dopamine bullshit, I was moving around so much. Since 2022, look, I lived in UK. Then I moved to Thailand. Then I moved to Scotland. Then I moved to London. Then I moved to Dubai. Then I moved to Thailand. Then I moved back home to UK. Then I moved to Scotland. Then I moved to Sussex. Then I moved to Bali. Then I moved to, these weren't holidays, by the way. This was literally me moving, trying to make the home. Like, then I moved to Scotland. Then I moved back home to my family home, like in Manchester, UK. Then I tried Singapore. I left very quickly, Singapore. And then finally, Bali. And actually, I also went back to home because I wasn't sure what to do. And finally, I came back to Bali. This is 2 years. And each one of these names, by the way, was like 2 to 3 Airbnbs because I didn't book anywhere long. Can you imagine how fucking exhausting that is? You know, a lot of people would hype up this like novelty, oh, whatever. But can you imagine, like, bro, for all this time, can you think about how much of a distraction it was for my business? All of this is start, stop, start, stop. If I was going to draw my business success over the last few years, how do you think I'd draw it? Of course, like this. Now imagine if I told you, okay, for the next 2 years, I'm just going to stay in one place. Let's say I just stay in Bali, for example, or maybe like 2 places, right? You'd expect it to be more like this, the business success. Of course, because how you live in one area of your life will reflect the others. And now, you know, I just showed you the massive list of places that I've lived in. If I showed you like workout routines, diets, it's the same thing, bro. It's like, oh, I was doing push-pull legs, then I went upper lower, then I switched to calisthenics, then I switched to the kickboxing. When you keep switching to these short-term, your life is just like this and you're not making crazy progress. You really have to like get this under control, right? So the way you do this is by making the long-term commitments. So the first commitment that I actually made, which I didn't mean to actually fix this novelty problem with, was the kickboxing fight actually. So last year in about October, I just decided, fuck it, I'm going to do the fight now. I went to the gym, to the kickboxing gym, started training, decided, yep, now's the time to do the fight. Got an awesome coach. Let's do this. Naturally, when I'm going to do this fight, I wanted to take it seriously. So I was constantly having this feeling about my apartment. You know, it wasn't my apartment back then, right? It was like 1.5K a month, which when you think about it is very fucking low because that's 1% of my income back then, right? So it's that this is the equivalent of most people. I don't know, most people make like 3K a month, so 1% is what, 10, 300. That's the equivalent of most people spending $30 a month on rent. So just think about how cheap this was for me, this apartment. So it's like, it's far below my usual standard, right? Imagine someone spending $30 a month on rent, like 30 rather than 3,000 or rather than 2,000. Like that's so cheap for me. So the apartment wasn't really good enough for me. You know, it wasn't like massive. It was still kind of beautiful. It had a nice view, but the shower and the bathroom was just a bit shit. It was a bit small. The shower was really fucking annoying, whatever. It was like a 6 out of 10, but I just dealt with it because I had this and I didn't want to move around. So from like sort of not even October, probably from about October all the way to March, I just thought, you know what, look, March is my kickboxing fight. I'm just not going to move. I just don't want to deal with it, looking for places. It's going to be exhausting. I'm just going to be focused on this. Did the fight, knocked the guy out, and then I stayed a little bit longer looking for places, and by around like May or June, I moved out to this villa that I'm in now, which is about $10,000 a month, and this villa's fucking sick. So I stayed in this place for fucking ages, right? This one apartment. But also, I also stayed in Bali, and I also stayed in the same gym with the same coach all this time. I had the fight, and my family flew over, like my brother, his wife, my dad flew over, and my brother said to me, you know what, well done, not even for the fight, but this is the longest you've stayed anywhere for like 2 years. And I was like, I actually smiled so much because I was like, I'm so glad you noticed that because I feel the same way. Before this, I was so like unstable, moving around, trying to figure out where to live. This forced me to get grounded and just decide to stay here. You don't need to do a martial arts fight and, risk your fucking life to get this. But for me, that's how it happened. And I ended up committing to this because I kind of had to, I wanted to take this very seriously. I didn't want to get distracted by moving around, whatever. And then from around June to now, which is September, which is a fair little while, I've stayed in this villa and I've prepared to stay here longer as well. When you stay in the same home for a while, the same country and also the same home, like the building, apartment, villa, whatever, let's say home, if you stay in these and make a commitment to these, you will start to see other areas of your life go up. Like since I've stayed this commitment, my kickboxing skill really went up and I won the fight. And also my bodybuilding after kickboxing, I got back into bodybuilding again, has been fucking awesome as well because you know where the restaurant is, you go consistently to the gym, whatever. So they've went up. My business has also done better as well now as well. So interestingly, by committing to the home, these random things have done better in my life because I've been more stable rather than this skitsy personality. I've always had this kind of personality where even if I'm kind of here and I'm okay, if someone would ask me like, oh, hey, like how long are you going to live in Bali for or this place for? I'd be like, oh, I don't know, maybe like another month or something. Even the way you talk about this shit needs to change. When people ask you like, how long are you going to live here? Like, let's say you've traveled to somewhere, you need to just start saying like, yeah, I live here full time. I've got no intention of leaving. I'm just going to stay here now. Like if you get a place like a country and a home that's like above a 7 out of 10, bro, just fucking stick with it. I guarantee you'll make more progress like that rather than switching every fucking week trying to find a better place. Honestly, stick with it for like a fucking year. Just go book a place for like a year and be like, you know what? This is fine. This is fucking fine. I can afford this place. It's easy to afford. It's close by. I'm happy here. Fuck it. This is where I'm going to stay for like a year. You'll see so much progress rather than switching. And it's just fucking bullshit trying to find like the best place, whatever. Just go find a place that's pretty fucking awesome right now and then just fucking commit to that in terms of your home. And then the relationships are the same thing as well. So what I found is committing to a relationship always, if it's a good girl, of course, like with high standards, the relationship goes up, of course, because you get to know each other more, you fight for each other, you really start to emphasize with her, you respect her more and more and more. And I found that everything else in my life does the same thing as well. A lot of guys say that they get like distracted in a relationship. I actually think fucking a lot of girls is way more distracting, but it depends like, how attractive you are, how much you fuck. Because if you're single and you fuck a lot like I do, that's way more distracting because of this short-term kind of feeling rather than being in one stable relationship, keeping your head focused and having like more of like a girlfriend wife type of relationship. So committing to that, way better for your personality. When you think about that archetype that we're talking about of the old white man who's really fucking rich, whose life looks like this, he always has a wife, he always has like 3-4 children. Some of his children now have little grandchildren and stuff, you know what I mean? He's a big family. That's like such a fucking power move, right? Is having a big family. Always. That type of guy. Yeah, some of these guys, yeah, they cheat on their wives and stuff, but still overall, they're just committed to their family. They think their family is like one of their biggest priorities in life. Whereas when you think about the ghetto culture that many of us come from, it's just like gangster shit. It's like, you're fucking this one girl, you've got 2 girlfriends, you've got this bitch over here, you've got this girl, whatever. It's just fucking, it's a mess, bro. It's a headache. It's a fucking bullshit. So much to think about, chaos, whatever. And of course, that's going to make you more like skitsy personality type. And friendships is actually the same thing as well. If you've only got short-term friendships from each place that you're traveling, and when you travel to a new place, you almost kind of like lose touch with each person that you've just connected with, that'll be the same effect. So what you need to do, it starts with the home, because when you have a stable home, you'll then get the stable relationship and the friendship. When you don't have the stable home and you're just constantly traveling to each place, it's just fucking bullshit. What I would recommend is if you're traveling a lot right now, like, over the last year, you've tried here for 1 month, then somewhere else, then somewhere else, then someone else, and you're constantly traveling 1 month, few weeks, few months, whatever. If you're absolutely loving this lifestyle, go ahead and continue because, right now you're feeling called to do this, fine. But if you've been kind of like doing this with a bad mindset, thinking like, oh, fuck, I just need to find the place to live. If that's the mission, rather than actually traveling to enjoy yourself, then I would say, bro, just stop fucking moving around. Stop trying to find the best place. Just fucking book one place for a year right now and just fucking suck it up. There'll be things that annoy you, things that you want instead, and just suck it up. Say, fuck it, I've committed to this like it's my wife and I'm just going to fucking stay, and just stay for like a year straight. That's it. Instead of trying to figure out like the best place, whatever, just fucking stay for a year straight. Boom. If you don't know at all where to go, just come to Bali. Come to Canggu. Canggu. If you're anything like me, you'll really like this place. Come to Canggu in Bali. There's a lot of traffic. There's a lot of air pollution. There's yeah, that's about the 2 negatives. And like, it'll be rainy season soon, but still, this is a fucking sick place. There's a lot of people like us here, and just get a fucking villa, apartment, house, whatever, for like 1 year straight. Just pay monthly, so just in case if there's any bullshit. But like, yeah, just make that decision, because then when you've got a place, a home, the same home for like 12 months straight, that's when you can start to think about more of a long-term relationship. That's when you get some long-term friendships. When you're constantly moving and you have the ADHD dopamine brain, when you move, you almost forget about those friends just because you're not going to see them for a little while. So then you just have this fucking resetting little ADHD, skitsy fucking personality, which is just what we're trying to get away from. Your friends are very important, right? The people you spend your time with, including girls as well. Do you have like the slow, peaceful friends who, for example, they're all in relationships, they've got wives or they've got girlfriends, they're like, you know, their lives look like this where they're just going up long term? Or do you have these degens who, for example, they're out partying, taking drugs, or they just have this skitsy personality where they're like this? Like I've noticed if I'm friends with guys who, they might be good guys, but if they are like this, I'm more like this as well. Like we're both resetting our businesses, whatever. We're constantly just skitsy. And I don't want to spend time with people like this, even though it sounds rude because I'm still like this myself. What I've noticed is when you're around people who aren't like this and they live like this, more like, you know, the middle class, upper class white people, like my girl is like middle class white, European, you know, beautiful family still together and everything. So her life looks like this, her family's life looks like this. And I've noticed my life now that I'm with her, it looks more like this as well. So, which is a beautiful, beautiful little boost you get from like being with people who are stable. Worst case scenario, you're friends with guys who are like this and they are encouraging you to do it as well. Or even if they're not telling you to do it, they're just hyping it up. They come up to you like, oh, look who I fucked yesterday. Oh, I fucked this girl. Oh, yeah, we all went out last night and we were fucked and we were in the cubicle taking drugs. And then we fought this one guy and I battered him and I punched him and I did this and this. This is like, bro, if you're 18 years old, okay, fine, I get it. If you're fucking in your 20s, mid 25, 30 years old, it's like fucking grow up and start hanging out with more like fucking adults now. And just stay aware. This is the benefit of meditation, right? I really think if you've watched all this video and you really think this video is like a gold mine for you, meditations will be so good. Basically, the more you meditate, the more awareness you'll have that when you get the desire to switch and desire that novelty to cheat on your wife or to, you know, move away, you'll really feel yourself kind of like slowing it down and thinking, wait, that's that like ADHD dopamine shit again, isn't it? Okay, I'm not going to listen to it. When you don't meditate, you'll get that desire and you'll basically just be obsessed with it till you take action on it. Meditation creates like a space away from the original sort of idea of like, oh, I should go move my home, I should go cheat on my wife, I should do this. When you meditate, you kind of look at it a bit longer and you think, wait, hang on, that's that bad habit I'm trying to remove. Actually, I'm not going to do it. So just even 3 minutes at every morning, it will safeguard you away from like a lot of the times you're about to switch, and just go up to like 5 to 10 minutes and then that's it. Just if you just do that, you'll be so much more aware of this bullshit happening. Having some friends who will call you out on it is nice as well, but I found that this is a lot less impactful because a lot of friends, when you're successful, they won't really call you out. If you tell them like, oh yeah, I'm going to go move over to that place, I'm going to go do this thing, I'm going to go do this thing. Like guys like us who are successful, we're able to convince people, because convincing people is kind of like sales and persuasion. If you're successful, you're probably good at that. We're able to quite convince people of our ideas. So a lot of people won't really challenge you. And a lot of people, even if they're friends, they don't really care so much about trying to like, you know, constantly ask you, hey, is this that novelty thing you were on about? So you have to kind of do this yourself. And I think meditation's like the way to do this. If you have someone who can help you with this, and every time you tell them like, oh, hey, I think we should go move over to this other country. And he's like, wait, is this that novelty seeking part of your behavior again? That can be nice, but I've got good friends who look out for me, family who look out for me, and I'm telling you right now, it doesn't happen that much where they'll actually call me out, because when you're like the boss, when you're the successful guy, people don't actually call you out as much as maybe they should do. So meditation increases your ability to call yourself out and stay aware of situations like this. So start meditating like every single morning. What I do is I wake up. The moment my eyes open, I just sit up straight on my bed, like on the bedstand thing. I get my phone and put a timer on for 10 minutes, and you can just do 3 minutes if you want. And just focus on the breath. That's it. So your nose is there. You focus on the breath. You feel the sensation here a little bit, and you notice, it kind of looks like Hitler, actually, my hero. Yeah, so you focus on the breath. You feel the sensation here. And then you'll notice that your focus has drifted away, and now you're thinking about something else, whatever it is, like a pair of testicles or something, boom, or a love heart. You focus on something else. The moment you realize that you've lost your focus away from the breath, all you have to do is just bring it back to the breath. That's it. Every time you do that, +1 XP. Every time you bring your focus back to the breath, you've just meditated and you've gained some focus. Don't think that meditation is having zero thoughts or trying not to think about anything. Meditation is focusing on your breath in one place And the moment you notice that your thinking and your focus has went away from your breath, you just bring it back to the breath. And every time you bring it back to the breath, you're basically training your brain to stay there. So the first time, it might take you about 30 seconds to realize that you're like deep in thought. Eventually, it might take you 10 seconds, 5 seconds. And the faster you're able to catch yourself losing focus and bring it back, the more present you are. And monks can probably do this in like 1 second. So they seem so present. They're still losing focus, but since they bring it back so much, it's so much easier for them to stay focused. Like if we're in a conversation and sometimes you notice someone's brain kind of, they kind of drift away for like 10 seconds, then they come back. They've got like a low level of like mindfulness of presence. But someone who seems so present with you, his brain does wander, but he snaps it back fast. So it's like, how fast can you snap it back? So you should understand, if the point of meditation is to snap back the focus back to your breath, then naturally the focus leaving is part of the meditation. So don't you ever get upset that you've been like, you can't meditate because you lost focus, whatever. No, that's literally part of the point. That's actually part of it. The only way to meditate is losing your focus and snapping it back to the breath. So just start practicing that. Like every day, I swear to God, you'll notice a difference and you'll never want to stop. Once you really notice this, you'll be meditating for a few weeks straight. And then you'll be in the day and you'll get this random idea to like change your workout routine or change your diet or live somewhere else, whatever. And your brain will actually say to you like, hey, wait, this is that novelty thing. You'll be like, whoa, usually I wouldn't actually be so aware of that. I've been meditating now every day for like 32 days in a row now. And I've noticed now that when I watch content, like, every now and then I go on my phone and I watch some bullshit, right? I've noticed I've become so much more aware that when I watch it, I'm so like tense. Like I'll be watching like martial art reels on Instagram and I'll notice I'm holding my hand and I'm like squeezing it without even realizing it. And I'm like, whoa, that's so interesting. It made me so like agitated. So I turn the fucking bullshit content off and I get relaxed again. This was probably happening like all the time I'd ever scroll whatever before, but I wasn't really aware of it till I started to meditate consistently. So it'll make you pick up on random things like that where you'll notice you're tense when you're speaking to someone and you'll allow yourself to kind of relax and like breathe again. Or you'll notice you've got this novelty bullshit right now, like you'll be literally debating like skipping the workout today, whatever, and your brain will say, hang on, this is that novelty shit, go to the gym anyway. And you'll be like, oh yeah, yes sir, yeah, that's so true. Have a few long-term growth growth goals. Basically, like, remember what I said about the weightlifting? Like, we start at 20 kg, you can get up to 4 plates, 180, maybe in 10 to 15 to 20 years. If you have a few things that you've stuck to for 10, 20 years, you will see the display of your lack of novelty seeking. So have a few things that you can keep building up. So my idea once was, imagine today you drop down into a plank. You know that exercise where you kind of like go down onto the floor like this, with your elbows like this, right? Your plank, and you can hold it for like 20 seconds. Imagine you hold it for 20 seconds today, and then 21 tomorrow, and then 22 the next day. And in 10 years from now, you can do it for like fucking 30 minutes or even fucking like 4 hours or something crazy. Most people can only do it for 20 seconds. Right? Think about how interesting that is. What if you had some kind of habit you could do where you could build it up so you could actually see where you've got to with this kind of like consistency? So meditation would be good for this. Strength in weightlifting would be good for this if you choose just a couple of movements as your sort of like anti-novelty habits, like bench press. And the weight you can bench press reflects like how fucking well you've done on this. Where you start off right now, you can only bench like 60 kg, let's say for like, a few reps. Let's say 70 for 1 rep. And you set a goal, okay, I want to be able to bench double this, like 140. That's impressive. That's really impressive. 5 to 10 years from now. And whatever weight you use, you'll think like, oh yeah, this reflects like, where I've gotten up to destroy this bad habit that I had. So just try and choose something like that. Like I had a few ideas here. Weightlifting, the strength of certain movements, not the entire workout routine, but just a couple certain movements that you'll never change. You'll always do, for example, like bench press. It has to be something that can be extremely consistent even 10 years from now. So you wouldn't choose like a machine, which obviously like the gym you go to a few years from now might not have that machine, but it'd be basically like a barbell movement, so like a deadlift, bench press, whatever. And you just do that for like, whatever you can do for one rep as heavy as possible. Make sure you warm up and stuff, and then just see that go up over time. Or it might be running distance. Right now, you can only run for like, fucking 2 minutes before you get kind of tired. And eventually, maybe a few years from now, you can run a fucking ultra marathon 100K. You're like David fucking Goggins now. Or it might be how long you meditate. Right now, you can only meditate for like 30 fucking seconds and you get bored. Eventually, you could do it for like 2 hours. It might be like plank. It might be a certain number of reps. How many reps can you do in a push up, for example? Right now, you can only do like 20. I think I can do maybe about 50 to 100 now. I don't know. I don't really test it. But eventually, imagine if you could do like 500 in one fucking set. Something like that where it will just grow alongside you. This is why weightlifting's really awesome, because this just happens naturally with all these things, really. Weightlifting, fitness is especially, where you just constantly get stronger and stronger, and especially when it's numerical, that's really nice. If it's something vague, if it's like singing and your singing gets better, okay, fair enough. But when it's a number, when it's data, when it's like kg lifted, like kilograms lifted, or kilometers ran, that's when it's like so cool for you to see, like, oh man, I've stuck to this for so long. Like, I go into the gym and I'm so fucking strong in the gym, right? When I'm doing more strength training, not like high reps, and I'm like lifting more than almost everyone there. I'm usually the strongest in almost every gym I go to. Not in like powerlifting gyms, of course, but in normal gyms, right? I'm like usually one of the biggest guys and the strongest guys. And imagine how good that makes you feel to think, damn, like I've stuck to this for like 11 years straight. Like, imagine how nice that makes you feel, and you feel like, fuck me, this is really fucking good. So in weightlifting, for example, I wouldn't choose it as just like, just lifting. I would choose a couple of movements. Bench press, squat, deadlift, for example. They're like your three like anti-novelty things. You do them all once a week or twice a week forever. You never quit. You never take the breaks off them. You never, even if you want to switch over to calisthenics, whatever, or yoga or some shit, you just keep them anyway. Just keep them, and just keep seeing that weight fucking go up. How fucking nice will that be 5 years from now, 10 years from now? You're jacked as fuck, which is really nice. And you can bench press 4 plates. Right, that's fucking cool, isn't it? So try and choose one of these that like feels like it calls out for you, and see if you can just do it like every week, even when you're sick, even when you're traveling, even when you're I don't know, you don't feel like it, even when you've lost interest and you want to switch over to something else. Let's say you're doing weightlifting, like bench, squat, deadlift, like the weights, to see them keep going up. And then you decide to do like a martial arts fight. For most of the training before the fight, you still keep hitting these movements, seeing the weight go up, seeing the skill of strength boom. Obviously, in the last few weeks before the fight, maybe you don't do them to save the fatigue. So you get my point, though. Try and find something to like stick to long term and just keep seeing it go up. And business is like this as well, but something that you feel like I think fitness really works, because a lot of it is just mindset, and it's just like showing up and just doing it. Whereas business is more of this vague kind of persuasion thing where, it's based on like how much views the algorithm gives you, and it changes, or the ads aren't as effective anymore, or whatever. So try and make, one or two of these. Running can be cool. A lot of people really like running. They'll do it to start, and eventually when you can run 100 fucking K without fucking stopping, like that's fucking cool, right? Imagine how fulfilled you're going to be when you go from 5K to 10K, and it reflects like, okay, you've gotten away from this novelty seeking bullshit. And have some healthy alternatives. Sometimes you are going to want some novelty dopamine. You're going to want to switch things. Let's say you live with your wife right now, you live with your girlfriend, and sometimes you're just going to be kind of like, you don't want to be next to her. You want to fucking change things up. Have some healthy alternatives. If the unhealthy alternative in that moment would be that you'll go say, oh yeah, I'm going to go take this business trip. You stay in a hotel, you go drink a few things, and then you meet a girl in the bar, you cheat on your fucking girlfriend, and that's like your sort of source of dopamine, and you feel guilty. Fuck all that. Imagine instead of that, you go and you say to your girl, okay, I'm going to go camping by myself with my phone turned off for a few days. So she knows, and she's not so scared, but it's okay. You pack your fucking bag and you literally take a tent and you go camp somewhere in the country that you're in for like 2-3 days. You make a fire, maybe you go with a friend, it's wholesome as fuck. You're just at home, you're just by yourself or with a friend, journaling, thinking about life. Maybe you take some mushrooms or some shit. You want some kind of dopamine, but you don't want the kind of like bad dopamine that's the sort of bullshit that's going to ruin the success that you've got. But you just go and you're having a good time. Maybe don't even take the fucking mushrooms, just in case it makes you do some fucking stupid shit with your business. But you just go, you stay sober, okay, you've got your tent, you cook some food, you stay there for a day or two, and you really start missing your home, your bed, your girl. You come back, you give her the biggest hug, and she's fucking so attracted to you, because that's like a fucking primal thing that you've just done. It's like, sexy, whatever. So just think of some healthy alternatives whenever you feel like sort of switching up like crazy. What can you do instead? So, for example, if we're weightlifting and we have this goal, okay, we want to become like jacked and really strong. We want to get to the 180 kg bench press, whatever. Sometimes we'll have a moment where we're like, you know what, this bench press thing's kind of fucking annoying. I want to do something else. Instead of just switching over the workout routine completely, how about you just go have a day where just for that workout day, you go get a coach and you go learn some calisthenic movement like muscle ups, for example. And you just get a bit of that skill. It's pretty fun. It's nice. But then in a few days, you go back to the bench press. Boom. Like that, rather than switch up completely and, for example, like break up with your fucking wife and switch this thing and delete your business and whatever and, switch the workout routine. How about you just think, okay, you know what, for like one day I'm going to switch it to something that's not going to be so costly, and I know for a fact in like a few days I'm going to want to do the usual thing again. Try and have that awareness to know that even when you want to switch things up and you're chasing dopamine, within some time you're going to want to come back to that thing that you've stuck to already. Trauma release can help as well. I think a part of this sort of ADHD novelty seeking could be related to trauma. What I've noticed is a lot of the guys who are quite like ADHD, dopamine seeking, they have had quite a lot of childhood trauma. And so this might be something you want to consider, where you basically need to release like the emotions that have been stuck inside of you for a long time. And you don't actually need therapy for this. It turns out therapy and antidepressants are like less effective than like a 20-minute fucking workout. So you may as well just go exercise instead of getting therapy. But emotion and trauma release are separate. That's not what therapy is like talking. It's just bullshit, right? It's like just do 20 push-ups and it's literally more effective than therapy and antidepressants. Really, it's fucking insane, the clown world we live in, where a 20-minute workout is more effective than antidepressants. Think about how fucking crazy the world is for me to say that. Like, that's fucking insane. But emotion release, trauma release is different. Basically, to do this, like, I can teach you how to do it now. Think of like a time when you feel like you got traumatized, like some crazy shit happened to you, your parents were abusive, whatever. And if you sit up straight, put your hand over your stomach, think of that time and try and feel those same feelings, like the injustice, the pain again. Sit with this for like, 5-10 minutes. And you'll just kind of like really start to feel the pain again. Bring it up. So we're basically thinking of a painful memory and we're specifically trying to feel the emotion that we felt back then. So we're going to play the memory in our mind. And what we're going to do is when we start to feel the emotion and we get a bit pissed off or agitated or upset, we're just going to start to breathe, like the slow, peaceful way where you breathe in slowly. Let your belly come out a little bit when you breathe. And then breathe all the way out. Keep thinking of the memory. Really cue yourself now that it's safe for you to feel all the emotions that maybe wasn't safe for you to feel back then when you were in a more of a vulnerable position. You can feel everything now. Your body's been holding on to some of those emotions because you didn't get to feel them back then. Now just tell your body, yeah, you know what? Look, I'm in a safe place. Show me those emotions. They're still inside of you. Yeah, bring them out. Come on, it's safe now. I'll feel it all. I'll feel whatever you want me to feel. Bring it all out now. Really let your belly expand when you breathe. What you'll find if you do this is you'll start to feel like a bit of tension, like a bit of rumbling in your stomach. Or you'll actually feel the emotions come up, like you'll get angry or sad or upset. I almost never actually feel those emotions come up, but I always feel a bit of like tension in my stomach, like rumbling and some twitching. And those are like emotions that have been stuck inside of you for like a decade. Like emotions that we don't get to show to people literally get stuck inside of you like trauma basically. And when we think of a memory and it brings up those emotions again, we're actually like releasing them finally because we didn't get to express them fully. Those stuck emotions, the stuck tension is what causes like a lot of sickness and weird like schizzy ADHD kind of behavior. So you can start practicing this like every morning. Wake up, look at the sunlight, do a few little bounces, a few little breaths, whatever. Open up your stomach, slap your stomach a little bit, like, press it up a little bit. Like if you imagine like elderly Chinese people working out, like exercising in a park, and they'll just kind of like, they'll do this and they'll just go like Like this stuff, this is what, like, it's actually really healthy. Like, tap your body, it's so healthy for you. Do this, tap your stomach, let it kind of relax a little bit, and then just start breathing. Think about some painful memory and just let the emotion pop up and let it kind of like go away. And you'll notice when you do this, you'll step more into that sort of calm kind of personality. One last little positive thing I wanted to leave you with is you've used your novelty seeking to your advantage. If you're already successful, then clearly you've used it to your advantage, where most people haven't done that, which means that you're a pretty like remarkable person, because this is a disadvantage for most people. If you're successful, if you're already making like thousands in like an online business, you've used it to your advantage, which you should be very proud of. Now we just need to get the bad parts under control, and then you'll be unstoppable. It's not crazy for you to go where you are right now. Let's say you make 10K. Implement the steps that we spoke about today. It is not crazy for you before the end of this year, for example, to be 25, 50K. It's really not. To have a rapid growth, because this sort of novelty seeking behavior, it's kind of like a handbrake to our success. It's kind of like throttling our potential. And when you get this under control, you'll notice you'll just start to grow so much. You'll stop switching your workout routine. You'll get more consistent. You'll stop switching your niche, your business, whatever, and you'll just grow so much. So I really hope you're excited for that. If you want my help with this and with everything else I talk about, top link in the description. Come work with me. And yeah, it's my absolute pleasure and honor to try and give you some advice on this. Goodbye.